Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading today. This is a reading for all Libras, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Libra. And if you don't know where those placements are, Libra, there is going to be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check it out for yourself. It always helps to know your chart if you don't already have an understanding of your astrological chart, because then you can also see your moon sign, your rising sign or your Venus sign. This is a love reading, so I would particularly recommend for you to check out your Venus sign, and if you don't know where that actual placement is for you, check out the link below. You need your date of birth, your time of birth and your place of birth, and you can find out all you need to know from there, which also helps you to look, like I was saying, if the reading doesn't resonate with you, at your other signs as well for the readings, and also other people's channels as well, not just on mine. So it gives you a bigger, broader picture to choose from. Also for cusp energy of Libra, you're going to be at the 0 degree point, moving away from the Virgo energy. And if you're the other end of Libra, at the 29 degrees, you're moving into the Scorpio energy. So you may want to look at the video for your previous sign, the Virgo energy, or you may want to wait and look as well for the Scorpio energy, which I will be putting out later as well. So the reading, I have an overall card for you, Libra, for the energy that you're in. Interestingly, I will just say that this card here, the Six of Cups, came out 3 times. I saw it 3 times before I was actually doing the reading, started the reading itself. So when I was shuffling the cards earlier, it came through. And also the message as well, because I got a vision of this card in my head before I actually saw it, before it came out, and I'm jumping about all over the place here, Libra, I'm sorry. But the words that came out with this card in my head that I saw was leading you a merry dance. So I don't know if that makes any difference, but that card has come out to you. I don't know if that will resonate for any of you Librans out there. But this energy is an energy of somebody that you have a really strong bonded connection with. And like I said, 3 times. I saw this card twice. And it also appeared in the cut of these other cards that I will be using for yourself. So I will, before I forget, tell you that these cards are for you, Libra. And I will be using this deck of cards here for the person that you have your deepest energetic heart connection with at this time, Libra. And that connection doesn't have to be an intimate connection. It can be an intelligent, like an intellectual connection with somebody. It can be a spiritual connection with somebody. It can be a physical, it can be a supportive relationship. It's just whoever your heart is connecting with at this time. Usually it does come through as a more intimate relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So it can be a friend, it could be a family member. Right, so also the cards are set out in 3 sets of 3. So the top 3 is your past. It can be recent past, it can be childhood, it can be any period of time in your life, but it's a past that is still connected to you now, that you are still carrying with you, which is creating your present energy, which is the middle set of cards. And then from your present energy we go to your future energy, which is the 3 cards at the end. And it's the past creating your present, which is creating your future energy reading. So as I was saying, the first card, getting back to this card here originally in a very roundabout way, which could also have something to do with this Libra being led a merry dance, because that was what came through here. You have the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is a card of sadness, sorrow, but also contemplation, also kind of trying to, in this particular deck, she's kind of going deep within herself to find the answers, to look for what happened, what went wrong, why are things not as they could be or should be, compared to how they have been. So there is a kind of sorrow there, there is a melancholiness about this card, there is a kind of a sense of regret, and it is in reverse as well. So this energy may have been hanging around for a while, you may have been in this kind of space, you may have found yourself kind of caught up in this energy, not being able to release yourself from this energy. Because the Four of Cups, it's kind of separated here as well. You've got the Three Cups, which is usually about rejoicing and celebration, happiness. It can also mean, for me personally, I see it also as a card of having to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to actually become involved in a connection with somebody, putting your time and your energy and your effort. But I would say with this particular card that you have, that there has been time and energy put into this reading, sorry, this relationship. We have the Six of Cups, like I said, but then we also have the Seven of Cups at the bottom underneath as well. So the Seven of Cups is followed by the Five. So there's quite a lot of contemplation, cards of kind of sadness, sorrow, walking away from something or feeling left out, not being included fully in something here. And the Seven of Cups is interesting as well, because the energy talks about, and I'm kind of seeing it with this card, this contemplation. It's kind of looking at the scenarios of what could happen if you're thinking about reconciling with this person, which is like the Three of Cups energy as well. And that's your cup here on this side here, Libra, or the person that you're connecting with at this time, the cross watcher. So anybody who's interested in a Libra, has been in a relationship, wants to be, or still is in a relationship with a Libra. This could also be your energy that I'm talking about here. So if that feels right for you, just cross the cards over, basically. However it turns out for you is how it is meant to be, however it comes through energetically, is your story. But yeah, as I was saying, with this Seven of Cups, it feels like there's a lot of kind of looking into possibly past and future scenarios, kind of remembering or wanting things to be how they were. Because the Seven can talk about choices, but choices, it's like it can also get mixed up with not such happy memories as well. So it can talk about, because it's known as a card of confusion, and the confusion comes from not knowing what you're going to receive here. If you were to reconcile this energy with this person, what would you receive? How would the relationship go? Would it be, you know, would you get like this snake up here? Like the more negative energy, like reliving the same scenarios in a way, is how it's coming through for me, Libra. It's kind of focusing on the energies of what you've lived through, so kind of in a way stopping yourself from seeing seeing the good times as well. But that is the sense of confusion. It's like, you know, you had good times, you know you could, or you believe you could have good times again, but at the same time there is like this nagging doubt, because there's also been problems, things that didn't go right, things that came out unexpectedly, maybe things that you weren't expecting within the relationship, but that is really a relationship when all is said and done. It's how we deal with that energy that makes the difference. So the first card that we're going to start with for you, Libra, is the Page of Fire. And the Page of Fire is a young energy. It's always, all pages are young energy. But what I'm getting from this today is this kind of almost a sense of kind of mischievousness. It feels like this energy that came into your life that was very attractive, very kind of brought out your creative side, brought out almost like, it feels like almost like a muse energy in a way. Somebody who kind of got you fired up and got your imagination ignited, and like dreams of big possibilities, wanting to go further with this, wanting to take this to another level in a way, or kind of there's kind of a magical energy about this card today, a kind of it feels like this person kind of brought something, or this situation brought something into your life that hadn't been there previously, Libra. Kind of opened up your horizon or your thoughts, the way that you thought about things. It kind of expanded. It feels like it expanded your world in a way, your creative ideas. But it's more than that. It's like the way that you thought, the way that you saw things, the way that you, it kind of brought a new energy in, a new excitement and kind of sense of wonderment almost. Like this person had a way of looking at the world that was very kind of childlike, innocent, mischievous, but at the same time very kind of knowledgeable. And it feels to me as though they really did kind of like open you up to something. It was like they, in a way, like it's like they coloured your world, is how it's coming through. They put colour into the kind of greyness and the dullness, and they made your world exciting. But because it's a page, and also because it's fire as well, this person wasn't easy to hold onto or pin down, or almost keep hold of in a way. It's coming through a bit like they are like that butterfly. Very kind of flighty in a way, very kind of like from one thing to the next, very kind of yeah, because it's coming through the Six of Fire, and today the Six of Fire is coming through as this, and I'm seeing it similar, this balloon here is kind of similar to this moon energy, or this planet, whatever this is, which for me is kind of your world, kind of opening up. But I'm also seeing this today as this kind of sense that all these kind of little balloons all around it is this person's kind of how can I put it, like they're they had this natural kind of, the word that I'm being given is kind of flirtiness, flirtatiousness, something that was very kind of like they would very easily, not that there was anything wrong with that, or that it was that they were mistrusting or being disloyal, and they actually didn't even realise, I feel, that, you know, this was part of their personality. But it's just this sense of them being very uplifting, because their energy is so uplifting, it kind of, people gravitate towards them to try and get a bit of whatever it is that they've got, if you know what I mean. This person feels like they're a lot of fun, a lot of joy to be around. But it also feels like, because of that, that you feel as though they did kind of lead you on that merry dance. That there was something about that, and it feels again like, because the page energy, the fire energy is Aries, Sagittarius and Leo energy. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person was untrue to you, but there is this energy of them, like all the fire signs are the hardest out of all of the zodiac signs. If you want to pin them down, that they are freedom loving, they are individual, they are very strong in their drive and their passion for excitement in life and seeking new experiences. And this could also be what this is as well, is new experiences. It's like every person was like a new doorway to this person somehow. And you had to kind of, if you wanted to be with this person, you had to kind of follow their lead, is how it's feeling. Following their lead, wherever it was they were kind of taking you. So this person could have fire in their astrological makeup. They don't have to be a fire sign. But I don't feel as though this is your energy as such, Libra. I feel as though this is the energy that this person brought into your life. Because it's both of these are fire energies, and it goes from this energy to this kind of more blue, more subdued. I feel that this is possibly more your energy. Air sign energy. So you kind of had to make a choice, I feel, on some level. There's something very kind of mesmeric. I hate trying to say that word. Yeah, hypnotic. Something very hypnotic about this person for you. You kind of saw them as coming through as kind of very unique. This person, you saw them as very unique, very individual, very but you also saw them again, that kind of flirtatious, that kind of like, and it feels as though you weren't quite sure if you could trust this person, if this person was trustworthy. Did you have, it's almost like, you know, were they behaving the same way with you? Was that just for you, the way that they behaved with you? Or was it also happening elsewhere, is how it's coming through here. Did they change their behaviour just for you, or were they the same flirtatious? Also a sense of kind of what were they doing behind your back as well. So I feel on some level here, Libra, you didn't fully trust this person's motives or energy. Something about them that you couldn't fully let yourself trust. And so in the present energy, we have the Page of Earth. And the Page of Earth is the Earth signs Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So it's very kind of grounded energy. And there's also a real playfulness about this card as well, and this energy. But it feels similar to this Four of Cups in a way of kind of looking into your future and not knowing if you not knowing if this person or this energy here actually kind of belonged in your energy, in your future. Because the Page of Pentacles talks about an energy of kind of creating something in the material realm, like something for the future, something long lasting, wanting to kind of learn and grow and mature, which is what all the pages want to do. And it's interesting because it's coming through as well with this kind of one side of this, of his wings here is lit up, and the other side, I don't know if you can see that, the other side is more faded, it's more kind of in the background, it's kind of not as lit up, and it's kind of coming through as almost like I'm getting is kind of the wind beneath your wings kind of energy, that this person kind of elevated you. They made you feel good about yourself, about your future, but because there's only one side of this wing that is lit up, it's almost like only, again, there's this kind of mistrust on this side. So as a Libra, you might have had to kind of balance things up here. Because this Page of Pentacles wants stability. That's what he's looking for. He's wanting stability. He's wanting to, as I was saying, kind of build in the future. He's wanting to plant now to create further down the line, to plant now so that he can harvest whatever it is that he's creating or building or in the physical world. But you have at the very centre of your reading here, Libra, the Magician in reverse. And the centre card for me is always the most important energy, because it's where I feel the energy comes out and goes into, or vice versa. And the Magician is in reverse. But the interesting thing about the Magician is he is manifesting all the time. And it's kind of saying, you know, even when you're not, don't realize it, you are manifesting. There is something that you are constantly manifesting. And there is this tiny little fairy in his hands here as well, which could also be this energy here. And when the Magician is upside down, I tend to see it more as an energy of not being in control of your manifestation, of not realizing that you have that control over your life, that you are whatever is being created around you is because of your focus of attention, wherever you're putting your focus of attention. And that's kind of also this Seven of Cups energy that I was talking about as well here as well. And also the Four here, because if you're kind of focused on the sadness and the sorrow and the unhappiness of it all, which the Four of Cups is talking about here, then you're going to be manifesting from that point of sadness and sorrow and unhappiness, and not believing that you deserve, and that it's not your right to have something or be with somebody, or it's that kind of energy, not good enough. So it's almost like puppet master. When the Magician is upright, it's like being in control, it's like knowing what you're manifesting, it's having that ability to see it coming into life. It's that kind of magic. It's like tuning in, or kind of, yeah, tuning in, clicking into something that kind of just works because you're kind of aligned with how it should be. But when he's in reverse, it's kind of talking more about being controlled, like that you are the puppet rather than the puppet master of your own life, that you allow other people around you to control your emotions and your state of mind and where you are putting your focus of attention. Because we also have the Nine of Fire, or Nine of Wands, straight after this, and this to me is two manifestation energies. This is like the mini manifestation, this is like the major manifestation of life. This is the bigger things in life, and this is more the kind of everyday kind of situations that make up the bigger situations, if you like. So the Nine of Fire in reverse as well is saying to me that you're like this creativity, which is obviously all around you at this time, this place of kind of wanting to create something long lasting and beautiful, and somewhere that you can call home, and which is what this is coming through for me today. It's kind of saying that this is also a need for stability, like I was saying, stability, security, maybe a business, maybe it could also be a relationship, it could also be building something along those lines, something that is substantial for you. But the Magician in reverse and the Nine of Fire in reverse is saying that your focus of attention needs to be changed. It needs to be taken away from this energy of sadness and sorrow. Because it's almost like you have already decided what the outcome will be before it's even happened. Because you're focusing your attention on the more kind of negative energies rather than the positive energies of your life in general. So this could be a pattern as well, Libra. This could be a pattern, because also with the Six of Cups here, it can talk about relationships in general. Each of these kind of representing a relationship that you've had. And kind of still doing the same thing in the same way. Which kind of feels to me as well about kind of putting your trust as well. Your trust into somebody else's dream or somebody else's fantasy world, or not necessarily fantasy world, but in like putting your energy into somebody else's creation, which isn't you being true to you. Because the future energy, we start off with the World card in reverse. So this is really talking about not being aligned, as I was talking about here with the Magician. When he's upright, he is aligned. He knows who he is. He knows how to make things happen for him. He's in tune. He's plugged in. He's working with the creative flow of the universe. But when he's in reverse, just like this World card here, he's not aligned, he's not working for his own benefit. And that's what this is kind of feeling like, as I was saying earlier, coming through today, is not aligned for your own benefit here, Libra. Like this is for somebody else's dream or world, or because after we have the Six of Air in reverse, which is saying to me today, again, it's that feeling of are you doing this for you, or are you doing this for someone else? It also kind of reminds me of this energy here as well, with this six, this kind of elevated energy. But this is more an energy of kind of feeling that things are not going your way. Not being able to move forward. It's kind of usually seen with Six Swords, and it's kind of an energy of moving out of difficult times into calmer waters, more tranquility, more kind of sense of peace, moving away from the difficulties, moving out of the storm, the tempestuousness of relationships possibly, or the situation. But this feels as though it's still like you're not in control, because I see the boat as being life as well. So it feels as though you're not actually in control of your own boat, where it's going. direction it's going in. But we have the Ace of Earth for you to finish on here. Which kind of is a card of solitude, a card of standing alone, a card of like being back at square one in many ways, kind of taking stock of your life, taking stock of what's happened, coming to this point, because the world can also be endings and beginnings as well. But when it's in reverse, it doesn't feel as though it's aligned with your energy. It's not your how can I put it? It's not your yeah, again, it's that sense of it. It's not your dreams or following. It's like it's following somebody else's. But I think it feels like you're kind of becoming aware of this, Libra. You're kind of realizing the kind of I don't really want to say the word pointlessness, but that's almost how it's coming across. It's kind of like, you know, it's not getting you anywhere. Riding on the kind of coattails of somebody else's dream or desire, or because this does talk about kind of standing on your own 2 feet again, kind of being back in control, grounding yourself into, it could be work, it could be a new idea, but it feels more like something that's going to kind of, it's very kind of practical, stable, stability orientated, and it feels like kind of steps, like one step at a time kind of thing, one step at a time. Recognizing your own abilities as well is what's coming through here. Recognizing your own strength, your abilities to be able to actually, it kind of feels like take something back, to take back your power, because the stag was kind of known as the kind of lord of the forest. And it's funny, it's weird because it's coming through, I'm looking at it and it's coming through almost like this bit just being like, you know, when you see a stag that's been shot and it's on the wall and there's just a head there, and it's kind of, that bit in itself is kind of coming through at me very, very strongly, and it's almost kind of saying it's like you're being reconnected to the rest of you somehow. is how it's coming through. Like almost like you've been, I don't want to say disembodied, but it's that kind of energy of like yeah, kind of the puppet. What's coming through is the puppet master. Who is the puppet master and who is the puppet? Who's been leading you a merry dance or pulling your strings is also what's coming through here. So yeah, it's like reconnecting with your body is kind of what's coming through. I don't know if that's going to make any sense to many of you Librans out there, but it's almost like coming back into yourself after a period of time of being I keep getting the word, okay, disempowered rather than disembodied. Disempowered. After a time of being disempowered, you are now kind of coming back to this place of being in your power. And at the bottom of the deck for this card today, we have the Chariot energy, which is all about empowering yourself again, getting back into the driving seat, becoming the master of your own destiny, knowing that you're the only one that can bring this balance and kind of drive this chariot forward. So it is about changing this world view and how it's all been turned upside down. But now you're kind of coming back into your own power, your strength. And it feels like a sense of literally taking the reins of your own life, becoming empowered. This person, deck of cards at the bottom, they have the Death card. So they are going through a transformation on their own as well, whether they're aware of it or not. So let's see what this person, Libra, has an energetic connection, heart connection with, is feeling and experiencing at this time. Page of Fire. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Libra, love reading. And the person that Libra has an energetic heart connection, strongest energetic heart connection with at this time. So the Four of Cups there, it also feels as though you've gone into this kind of contemplative energy space. That's too many cards, I'm not even going to look at them. Card for Libra, and the person that Libra has an energetic, strongest energetic connection with at this time, please? Source of all energy. Source of all that is. They don't want to give me anything. Not giving anything away. So this person has the Five of Cups and the Temperance. The Five of Cups was the card that I saw first. So there is this feeling for both of you of sadness and regret. With the Four of Cups, it can often be pre a breakup. It's like that energy of kind of like trying to decide whether or not it's the right thing to do, whether it's something that's going to be beneficial for either of you or both of you or yourself. And the Five of Cups is more an energy of, also, sorry, just say with the Four of Cups as well, it can be a time where you're kind of trying to particularly is upside down, kind of trying to ignore what's becoming more and more obvious or more and more apparent, so you can just kind of carry on doing things the same way. But there's a kind of wake up call here, a kind of recognition of something that doesn't sit right or feel right. Even though you're not wanting to acknowledge it. But with the Five of Cups, it's more a sense of something that has ended. Something has, like, because the Three of Cups here spilt, and whatever was in them, kind of representing the abundance of the relationship, has all been kind of spilt out. And so the focus of attention goes on to, again, it's that focus of attention. This person is looking at the spilt cups and not recognizing that there are two cups behind them that are still standing. And that's interesting because with the Temperance energy here as well, she has these two cups in her hands. So it's kind of saying that there's still this, I feel as though there's still this strong connection anyway, whoops, sorry, with this person, because of the fact that you got this card come out 3 different times, even though it didn't actually appear in the reading here. It's like Temperance is taking hold of these 2 cups and literally kind of pouring one into the other to kind of try and bring a balance. Temperance is an energy that only exists within a relationship. And the cups are usually represented by 1 silver and 1 gold. So it's like the mixture of the masculine and the feminine within all of us. And that balance, that harmony. You can also talk about patience as well, kind of waiting for the right time for things to kind of harmoniously kind of connect again. And so Temperance is, as I was saying, it's kind of, because it's a major tarot energy, the Angel of Temperance, it's almost kind of, it feels almost like there's something going on in the background with this energy. Like with these 2 cups here, even though all the focus is down here at this time, of whatever has happened between the 2 of you, Temperance is kind of saying to me that there's still a possibility. There's still something that is kind of being kept flowing with this energy. There's still this it feels like it's in the background somehow, that neither of you are actually connecting with it or paying it any attention at this time. And it could be that the pair of you need to have time away from each other, or go off and do your own thing. But it does feel like there is this strong connection. It's come out over the top of the Page of Fire. Which I feel is this person's personality and their energy, and their very kind of upbeat and kind of very, what's the word, very bubbly personality, very, and it is a part of their personality. It is kind of like who they are. And it feels, Libra, as though you kind of lost yourself within them. You kind of lost, in a way, lost your own identity. It feels. So why is the Six of Fire here? Could also be with this person's personality that they need other people's recognition in order to feel good about themselves. And they have the Death card again, this time it's in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles. And it's coming through, the Death card is kind of coming through somehow as an ultimatum. Like you may have given this person an ultimatum. Libra. With the Seven of Pentacles, a Death card and the Seven of Pentacles, there's definitely something that is going on a deeper level. If you look at the Seven of Pentacles there as well, this person is not happy. They're not happy. They're not happy with all of this. Abundance. They could also feel as though it, or you could feel as though it's been hard work. like trying to keep up with this person, trying to kind of keep this person entertained, or it may have felt that it was that you weren't enough for this person as well, Libra. But no matter how much you put into the relationship, it still felt as though you weren't enough, you weren't good enough, you weren't... It just feels like you weren't enough. Okay, it's just... yeah, but this person was always kind of wanting... And again, this could also be your energy, Libra, so it could be that you were the person that was doing this as well. And the cross watcher could be the one who was feeling as though they weren't enough for you. But either way, it feels as though something had to come to an end. And it could have been quite abrupt. And it could have been the cross watcher that actually brought it to an end here as well. That actually decided that things... that they needed to change perhaps, or the situation needed to change, that they weren't happy. It could also be the Sun. I'm getting the message that it could have been that that this person actually needed somebody who was stronger. It's almost like they liked to be in charge, or they felt as though they needed to have that role of being in charge, but actually deep down inside them, they actually wanted somebody who was stronger, maybe emotionally stronger, to be able to kind of almost behave like a, so that they could possibly not have to take responsibility. But they wanted somebody who was strong enough to be able to possibly stop them from doing what they were doing, stopping that kind of behaviour. That kind of behaviour of kind of constantly like looking elsewhere for affirmation of their of themselves, of who they were, that they were good enough, that they were this amazing personality, and that other people kind of fed into that for them. And you did the same thing, Libra. You did exactly the same thing for this person, and it could have been for some of you that was not what they were actually wanting. They were actually wanting somebody who was much stronger and able to say no to them kind of leading you on this merry dance. Kind of hypnotizing you by that kind of unique personality that they have. Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, interesting. Over the top of the Two of Air. That kind of hypnotic. There was deception. There was deception. And with the Queen of Swords, when she's in reverse as well, it's kind of saying that this person was coming from a place of their own heart, like hurt, their own pain that they'd been through previously in their own in their life before they met you, but they may not have shown that on the surface, that this could have well been something that they kept deeply hidden within themselves. It could have been that they had this kind of side, this other side to their personality as well. This kind of dual, because the Two of Air is also kind of like a Gemini energy in a way. But I feel that this is also why they needed that strength from somebody else, because they could be very sharp and very cutting and very withdrawn as well. At other times they could kind of withdraw very much within themselves, into their own world, into their own space, and that kind of had this deceptive energy around it as well. So you could have felt, Libra, that you were being kind of fooled or tricked by this person. Because they may not, as bubbly and as kind of magnetic as their personality was outwardly, inwardly, it's almost like there was this other side to their nature, which was coming from a place of pain, of woundings, of something they didn't want to show to the outside world, so they kept it hidden. And by keeping it hidden, they were being deceptive, not only to you, Libra, but also to themselves as well. Which I was saying is also why I feel that they needed somebody who had that strength, because although it appeared as though they did, they actually were a lot weaker. It's kind of almost like a lot of that was bravado with this person, is kind of how it's coming through. A lot of it was kind of them playing a role or a character. To mask their own hurt and their own pain. And we've got the Star card in reverse as well. And the Star card is often, it talks about hope. The Star of hope, destiny, connection, but it's in reverse. So, and it's over the top of this page of Earth as well, of you kind of wanting to have something stable and concrete and something that you can rely on and look forward to in the future. As I was talking about, like, harvesting the future as well. But with the star in reverse, it's kind of saying that this was just like it was meant to be, like whatever it was that you went through was meant to be. It was right. It was a situation that was meant to come into your life, and it was meant to awaken something within you, but it wasn't meant to, what I'm kind of getting is it wasn't for the long term. It wasn't meant to be something that was forever. But it kind of forced you, Libra, to take another look. But also that this person gave up. They lost hope. They lost their belief in the connection. Even though I do feel as though the connection is still quite strong here. Let's see what we've got. Okay. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Rods and the Three of Swords over the top of your Magician energy here. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about putting your time, your energy, your efforts into something worthwhile, something that is going to kind of sustain you, satisfy you on a physical level of being. But it's in reverse. So it kind of feels as though this person in a way couldn't be bothered, like it was too much for them. It was too much effort, which is possibly why they kind of wanted somebody else to do it for them here. Feels like an interesting dynamic here, because it almost feels as though on one level this person wanted strength from you, Libra. They wanted you to be strong. They wanted you to kind of say no and stop them from being the way that they were being, kind of at times almost like what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of running wild in a sense. So they wanted that strength from you, but they also wanted that weakness from you in order to be able to kind of get you to go along with them and their ideas and their dream, their passion. Because we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Rods and the 3 of Swords over the top of the Magician card here. So this is kind of saying to me that this person, in a way, they didn't want to fight their own battles. There's a battle weariness here. There's a sense of like having, like, it's too much hard work to achieve. And with the 3 of Swords, again, it feels as though they're coming from this place of pain, of heartbreak, but also at the same time kind of causing themselves more pain and more heartbreak by acting the way that they were acting. So the 9 of Rods here and the 9 of Fire actually have come out twice, which is interesting, because this is your next card here. And also with this 9 of Rods as well, there's a kind of very guarded, it's like he's holding that rod across his front. So like I was saying here, this person, like with the Queen of Swords, it also feels as well that this person, like with all these other people around them, it was almost like they kind of cultivated, in a way, this kind of collection, shall we say, of people who they could go to for various different things when they needed things done for them. Rather than having to do it themselves, in a way. But like I was saying, it just caused more heartache. It just, because these 3 of Swords are piercing this heart, and there's rain falling from the cloud behind. It's almost like this person, it's like a really big red heart as well. There's something about this heart that's really big and very kind of there's snakes around those sword handles. Very guarded, almost like I'm kind of coming through, almost like this person had got so used to having this wound, coming from this wound, this place of this wounded heart energy, that they wouldn't let anybody kind of remove these swords. Almost like it was a part of their, again, part of their personality. They wouldn't let anybody close enough in order to be able to heal those wounds. And yet at the same time they had this very kind of dynamic personality where people would want to care for them or felt sorry for them maybe, but it doesn't feel like feeling sorry for them so much. It doesn't feel like it was something that they were doing deliberately in a way. Almost like they were doing it without realizing. We have the Page of Cups and the Chariot over the top of this Nine of Fire, which was also in reverse. So the Page of Cups is an energy of healing wounds, the inner being, the inner child, the emotional kind of, how can you put it, like blockage or stunt, like whatever happened to this person, this wounding, this deep wounding, whatever this deep wounding was, kind of created a point in their emotional vibration that would keep them in this energy, that would keep going back, that would keep returning to this, like whatever point in their life at an emotional age that this wounding took place. It was almost like it kind of stunted that growth on an emotional level. But it feels as though something's changed. Because they've also got the Chariot. So it kind of feels as though something has kind of pushed through with that energy. Like there's been a major realization here. Because as I was saying, I mean, you got the Chariot at the bottom of this as well. So this person is also kind of pushing forward with the Chariot, taking control, taking back charge of their own life. Kind of going deeper into their emotions as well. It's got this big wave here of like a tsunami of emotion, like suddenly like a release of emotions even. And it's been a surprise for this person. Something that they may not have been expecting. Has kind of brought on that need to look at something on a deeper level, to work something through. To come out from that child, kind of stuck child like energy of emotional insecurity and yeah, it almost feels like this person would go back to this place of wherever this pain happened. They would emotionally respond from that particular energy. But this feels as though it is being released. Something is being released. And whether or not that's got anything to do with you, Libra, I'm not sure here. But it is almost like something like a big wake-up call for this person. Like a realization that if they want to move things forward, if they want to change their life, if they want to be in control, that they can't just keep focusing on the negative energy all the time. They can't stay in that place of hurt. And they have the Three of Rods moving into their future, but it is in reverse over the top of your world energy here, Libra. So the Three of Rods can be about kind of waiting for the right time, for the right things to happen. It's got like boats coming in. It is in reverse though. But it's like holding on to this rod here. And there's these two rods behind, which kind of seem a bit like support. But it is in reverse. And it feels as well on some level that this person doesn't want to let go. Because it's over the top of your world, which is also about endings and beginnings and moving forward and kind of letting whatever has been. But there's still this sense for you, Libra, of things not aligning up. Or someone else kind of still having that control over your life. And it's coming through with this sense of like the pair of you, the both of you are kind of in that same boat in a way. For this person, it's slightly different. For you, it's on a much bigger scale. It's literally like almost like an ending of some kind of karmic, shall we say, experience that you've had to go through, which is also about you learning how to stand up for yourself and not to give your power away to others. But the Three of Rods here, it kind of almost feels that this person has become reliant on or used to your energy. In reverse, it almost feels like they're stuck. They're at a place where they don't quite know what the next step in their life should be or will be or could be. And that these boats here could also be kind of leaving them on this kind of new shore. It's kind of deposited this person on this shore, and they're watching the boats leave, knowing that now they've got to kind of take that responsibility. Because the Six of Air comes after that as well, which is that sense of moving out of difficult times into more calmer, tranquil waters for you, Libra. But again, because it's in reverse, there is this sense of like your mind still connected to something to do with the difficult and kind of tempestuous energy that was there. And your mind is still connected to this experience that you've been through. And you're still not sure where you're going and what you're doing, and whether you're going to take this journey alone even. Oh, I turned that up that way actually. So the Ace of Cups has come out over the top of this Six of Air. And the Ace of Cups, like the Ace of Earth, is a new start, a new fresh outlook for this person. It's almost this same energy here with this Page of Cups. So he's holding this cup, and it's like there's this surprise element here, like something that's kind of suddenly shocked them on an emotional level, and they've had to kind of re-look at everything. So they've now got this Ace of Cups energy, which is a sense of kind of starting out anew, afresh, with a empty, like that cup has been emptied. And I'm not sure if it came out in reverse or not, but it kind of wanted to be up this way. So I'm putting it up that way, but it kind of feels as though it has been emptied out, like of all of this, which was what was filling this person's cup, was all this pain and this heartache and this sorrow and this kind of harsh reality, harsh environment, harsh life. And now this person is in a place where they're feeling it's feeling like they're ready to open themselves up to new love, to the idea of new love, or love like for the first time, even in a way, like real love is how it's coming through. Without the heartache and the sorrow and the, like I was saying, stress and the, it's like something has turned this around for this person. And this could be your energy, Libra. This could be the effect that you've had on this person. And with the Four of Cups there, it could be that you are still kind of deliberating or debating or remembering or kind of in that place of trying to make a decision about this. But you're definitely moving into this new. Oh, interesting. That certainly came out upside down. So, So with this Magician energy upside down, over the top of your Ace of Earth, it's like twice, like this Magician has come out twice in reverse. If it had come up the right way, I would say that this was a positive energy. This was about kind of creating, manifesting something. And maybe the cup was upside down as well. But this person still, I feel, has a way to go before they realise that that love is not about manipulation. It's like they're at the beginning. They're just at the very early stages here. So they still need to to discover it for themselves. They need to work it out for themselves. They need to realize that they're not actually helping themselves by trying to control a situation in a more, I would say, kind of manipulative fashion. Because by doing so, they're just going to cause more pain for themselves here. But I feel, Libra, that you are standing strong in this. You're standing a lot stronger. But it could be that this person still wants to create something with you. Manifest something with you into their life. But I feel as though you're kind of realizing that this is much more about you. And it's time to create something for your own benefit, for your happiness. For you to put your roots down, for you to be stable and secure within your own environment. And oh, we got two cards here. Interesting. We've got loneliness and empowerment, which is literally what I'm talking about. And I actually, I think, used the word empowerment with this earlier as well. So loneliness and empowerment. So this could also be for the cross watcher as well. So loneliness, first of all, is saying when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. And maybe that is also your energy here, because I did feel as though you were kind of doing this standing on your own 2 feet and kind of taking control. And kind of what the card is saying is that loneliness is not the same as aloneness. When you realize that when you're putting out that energy of being lonely, because you don't want to be alone. It's like that energy of kind of jumping from one relationship into the next relationship without giving yourself any time or space in which to kind of recover or recuperate or kind of look at the situation. And it's like jumping from one thing to the next because you fear that in between space of being on your own and what you might discover. But it's kind of saying when you put yourself into that place, what you will find is empowerment. So empowerment is saying when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. So it doesn't have to be Lord, it can be universe, creative source, creative energy. But that's kind of how I'm seeing those two cards here. Sorry about the glare as it gets closer to the camera. So it feels, Libra, as though you are going to come out of this stronger than you were when you went into it. This empowerment. And let's see, lastly, what the Angel Guide Oracle would like to say for you here, Libra. Angel Guide Oracle. Do you have a message for Libra? Sun, Moon, Venus rising and cusp energy for Libra. Any messages for Libra? Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Cusp energy for Libra, please. A message for Libra. What is it that Libra needs to be aware of at this time? Not too many. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Card for Libra. Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Cusp energy for Libra. Card for Libra. Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Cusp energy for Libra. Learning experience. Which is a bit like the Hermit energy, but I do feel as though this has all been a learning experience, as I was saying earlier, like a karmic closing out of something here for you, Libra. So your message is you have dedicated a lot of your time, effort and energy to understanding yourself and the world, and have had many experiences recently that have been great teachers. Even though not everything has been easy or perfect, there has been a positive in that you have come to understand yourself, your gifts and your abilities better than ever. You are deeply connected to who you are, what you stand for and what's important to you in life, which I feel is very much this card here. When this card appears for you, angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles you have surmounted recently. Although it may have been a difficult time for you, your faith and inner strength have increased. Know that the cloud has a silver lining, and you will soon have moved beyond the feeling of being stuck or unsupported. So I'm going to finish your reading there, Libra, and say that I really do hope that it has been of some help to you, that you may have learned something from it. If you have, could you please thumbs it up for me, because it really helps to get it out into the bigger YouTube, broader world where the algorithms can pick it up and take it out into the bigger, even bigger world, shall we say, where if it gets recognised and put onto other people's channels as a recommended video, more people are likely to come back, because that's how it works with recommended videos. People are more likely to come back and look at the channel. So thank you very much to those of you who have liked my videos. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you who have yet to like my videos, could you please thumbs it up for me, because it really just does help get the message out there. Also subscribe to my channel for those of you who have, thank you very much. And if you haven't, again, there is a button, a subscribe button on the video or underneath the video. It changes, it moves around, I don't know where it is, it has nothing to do with me, so it will be there in either of those two places. And if you press on that, you can get that bell which will tell you that you can, if you want to, join up for the videos as and when I put them out for you. I do all the full moon, new moon and all the zodiac signs. I do the tarot and the astrology for the moon signs, or the moon experience, like full moon, new moon, tarot and astrology. So anything else I can think of? Share the video as well, please, if you feel that it will benefit anybody else that you know. The more it gets out there, the more it will help to circulate, as I was saying. Also, there is a playlist on my channel which you can go and check out any of the videos. There's no time, no dates, because crap happens all the time, so it's just whenever. If there's a title on there, Libra, that you think, oh, that's something that I've experienced or I feel drawn towards or it resonates with you, then if it's your video at this time, then the time and the date makes no difference. So go and check out some of those other videos as well. And I think that's about everything. Again, Libra, I will just finish by saying thank you again for listening and watching, and please take really good care of yourselves at this time, and also of anybody else around you who you are able to take care of as well. And hopefully I will see you again soon.